Hare Krishna, dear devotees, my humble obeisances to you all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today Maharaj is not available to give class, so we are going to hear from Srila Prabhupada. So I have chosen a lecture which is talking, the topic of the lecture is about victory over Maya, and it was given by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, and it is given in Vrindavan. So I'll share my screen again so that we can all hear the lecture. And after the lecture, we'll have some discussion. Thank you so much. I'll share my screen again. Okay. So this lecture is given on November 11th, 1972 in Vrindavan. So this is from Nectar of Devotion.
Page number 14.
Hope you are all able to hear.
In the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam,
Yes, Matiko.
6th chapter, 18th verse,
Thank you.
Narada also says to Yudhishthir, "My dear king, it is Lord Krishna, known as Mukunda, who is the eternal protector of the Pandavas and the others. He is also your spiritual master and instructor in every respect. He is the only worshipable God for you. He is very dear and affectionate, and he is the director of all your activities, both individual and familial. And what's more, he sometimes carries out your orders as if he were your messenger. My dear king, how very fortunate you are, because for others, all these favors given to you by the Supreme Lord would not even be dreamt of." The purport to this verse is that the Lord easily offers liberation, but he rarely agrees to offer a soul devotional service, because by devotional service, the Lord himself becomes purchased by the devotee.
What?
The happiness of becoming one with the Supreme. Srila Rupa Goswami says that this Brahmananda, or the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme, is multiplied by 1 trillion fold. Still, it cannot be compared with an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotional service. In the Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya, Prahlad Maharaj, while satisfying Lord Nrsimha by his prayers, says, "My dear Lord of the universe, I am feeling transcendental pleasure in your presence and have become merged in the ocean of happiness. I now consider the happiness of Brahmananda to be no more than the water in the impression left by a cow's hoof in the earth compared to this ocean of bliss." Similarly, it is confirmed in the Bhavarta Deepika, Sridhar Swami's commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam. "My dear Lord, some of the fortunate persons who are swimming in the ocean of your nectar of devotion, and who are relishing the nectar of the narration of your pastimes, certainly know ecstasies which immediately minimize the value of the happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Such a transcendental devotee regards any kind of happiness other than devotional service as no better than straw in the street."
What?
Attracting Krishna. Srila Rupa Goswami has stated that devotional service attracts...
Any question arises, you can ask.
Srila Rupa Goswami has stated that devotional service attracts even Krishna. Krishna attracts everyone, but devotional service attracts Krishna. The symbol of devotional service in the highest degree is Radharani. Krishna is called Madana Mohan, which means that he is so attractive that he can defeat the attraction of thousands of cupids. But Radharani is still more attractive, for she can even attract Krishna. Therefore, devotees call her Madana Mohana Mohini, the attractor of Cupid. To perform devotional service means to follow in the footsteps of
Yes,
Radharani.
Madan Mohan. Madan Mohan. Madan means sex attract. Madan. sex attraction, Cupid, and Krishna is called Madan Mohan. One can neglect even sex attraction if one is attracted to Krishna. That is the test. Madan is attracting in this material world. Everyone is attracted by sex life. The whole material world is existing on sex life. This is the fact. Janamaithunadi grihamedi sukham hitucham. Here, the happiness, the so-called happiness is maithun, maithunadi. Maithunadi means here happiness begins from maithun, sex intercourse. Generally, people, a man marries. The purpose is to satisfy sex desire. Then he begets children. Then again, when the children are grown up, the daughter is married with another boy, and the boy is married with another daughter, another girl. That is also the same purpose, sex. Then again, grandchildren. In this way, this material happiness, Sirai Sajja Prajapsava. The other day we discussed, Sri means beauty, Aishwarya means wealth, and Praja means generation. So generally people, they like it. Good family, good bank balance, and good wife, good daughter, daughter-in-law. If one family is consisting of beautiful women and riches and many children, he is supposed to be successful. He is supposed to be most successful man. So, Shastra says, what is this success? This success is beginning with sex intercourse, that's all. And maintaining them. The janamaithunadi grihamedi sukham mitucham. Here the happiness begins from sex life, maithunadi. We may polish it in a different way, but this maithun, sex life happiness is there in the hogs. The hogs also, they are eating whole day here and there, where is stool, and having sex life without any discrimination. The hogs do not discriminate whether mother, sister or daughter. So therefore Shastra says, here this material world, we are entangled, we are encased in this material world only for this sex life. That is Cupid. Cupid is the god of sex life. Madan. Unless one is, what is called, induced by Madan, the Cupid, he cannot be, engladdened in sex life. And Krishna's name is Madan Mohan. Madan Mohan means that one who is attracted to Krishna, he will forget the pleasure derived from sex life. This is the test. Therefore his name is Madan Mohan. Here is Madan Mohan. Sanatana Goswami worshipped Madan Mohan. Madan or Madan. Madan means to become mad. And Madan, the Cupid, so everyone is infuriated by the force of sex life. There are many places in Bhagavatam it is said, Pungsang striya mithuni bhavami tat tayor mitham hridayaganti mahu. The whole material world is going on. The man is attracted by woman, the woman is attracted by man, and seeking thus this attraction, when they are united, their attachment for this material world become more and more. And in this way, after being united or after being married, one woman and man, they seek nice home, griha, kshetra, activities, business, factory or agricultural field, because one has to earn money, so get food, griha, kshetra, suta, children, and apta, friends, vitta, wealth, atak griha, kshetra, sutapta, vittai, janasya mohaya. The attraction for this material world becomes more and more tight. This is called Madan, attraction by Madan. But our business is not to be attracted by the glimmer of this material world, but to be attracted by Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness movement. Unless we become attracted by the beauty of Krishna, we must have to be satisfied by the beauty of this false beauty of this material world. Therefore, Sri Jamunacharya said that Jadavadhi mama chitta Krishna padar vindayo nava nava dhama rantumasit. So long I have been attracted by the beauty of Krishna, and I have begun to serve at his lotus feet, and I am getting newer an energy. Since then, as soon as I think of sex intercourse, I want to spite on it. That is Vitrishna. No more attraction. The central point of attraction in this material world is sex life. And when one gets detached from sex life, tadavadhi mama chitta, jadavadhi mama chitta Krishna padar vindaya, namanava dhama rantumasit, tadavadhi batanari sangame smarjamane, bhavati mukha vikara sushtu nishti vanancha. As soon as I think of sex intercourse, immediately my mouth becomes turned aside and I want to spite on it. So therefore, Krishna is Madan Mohan. Madan is attracting everyone, sex life. And Krishna, when one is attracted by Krishna, then Madan also becomes defeated. So as soon as Madan becomes defeated, we conquer over this material world. Otherwise it is very difficult. Vedaividjisa gunamayi mama maya durattaya. Durattaya means very, very difficult. Mami vija prapadanti mayami tang taranti. But if anyone surrenders unto Krishna, catches his lotus feet very strongly, Krishna save me. Krishna promises, yes, I will save you. Aham tva sarva papebha mokshaishyami ma sucha. Don't worry, I shall save you. Konte apratijani hi nami bhakta pranasyati. My dear Arjuna, you can declare to the world, my devotee, pure devotee, Annavilasita Sunnam, who has no other desire, he will be protected by me. So, people do not know that our only business is to take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. That is the only business. We have no other business. Any other business means we are becoming entangled in this material world. And the aim of human life is to get out of these clutches of material world. The people do not know it. They do not know. Nati vidu sarthakating Vishnu. So it is very difficult. Still, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered to distribute this knowledge all over the world. So let us try. Even the people do not take our instruction, that is not our disqualification. Our qualification is, let us try our best. The Maya is very strong. To take the living entities out of the clutches of Maya is not very easy thing. My Guru Maharaj used to say, he had so many temples all over India, and he used to say sometimes that if by selling all these properties, temples, if I could turn one man to Krishna consciousness, then my mission will be successful. He used to say that. So our purpose is not to construct big buildings. That is required for propaganda war, for giving shelter to people. But our main business is how to turn the face of the bewildered, conditioned soul towards Krishna. That is our method. That is our main purpose. Therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur and other Vaishnavas, they did not advise to give much attention for constructing big temples and mathas. Because if our attention is diverted towards these material things means, as I have repeatedly explained, forgetful of Krishna. Otherwise there is nothing material. It is illusion. Illusion means actually there is nothing material. How it can be material? If the Supreme Lord is Supreme Spirit, everything is coming from Him. So what we call the material energy, that is also coming from the Supreme. But the difficulty is that in this inferior energy means where there is possibility of forgetting Krishna. Actually that is the fact. People are engaged in so many activities. We can see it very nicely in the Western countries. They are inventing so many modern facilities. But the result is they are forgetting Krishna. That is material. Material means forgetfulness of Krishna. Otherwise there is nothing except Krishna. Idang vishang bhagavan ibetara. Narad Maharaj said that this world is Krishna. Idang visham bhagavan ibetara. But it appears like that it is different from Bhagavan. Actually, there is, for a Mahabhagavat, he has no such conception, material conception, because he sees everywhere Krishna. Sabar Jangam dekhe na dekhe tar murti. He is seeing one tree, but he is forgetful of the tree. He is seeing energy of Krishna. As soon as he says the energy of Krishna, he sees Krishna. Therefore, instead of seeing the tree, he sees Krishna. Because one after coming refers to the context. As soon as he sees anything we call material, he sees this is the conversion of the energy, parinamba. Sarvedam akhilam jagat. Parasya brahmana shakti. Parasya, just like as soon as you see the sunshine, you see immediately sun. Is it not? In the morning, as soon as you see within your window the sunshine, immediately you remember sun and you are confident sun is there. Without sun, how there can be sunshine? Similarly, whatever we see, if we immediately see Krishna with reference to that particular thing, because that particular thing is the manifestation of the energy of Krishna. So those who have understood Krishna along with his energies, he sees the energy because energy is not different from the energy. He sees immediately Krishna. Therefore, he does not see anything except Krishna. So therefore, for him there is no material world. There is no material world. To a perfect devotee, there is no material world. Everything is spiritual. Sarvam khalidam Brahma. He sees everything Brahma. So we have to make our eyes to see Krishna. Tatparatena nirmalam. Sarvopadhi vinimuktam tatparatena nirmalam. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Tatparatena, as soon as we are in Krishna consciousness, our seeing, touching, smelling, everything becomes nirmal, purified. Then we can immediately see Krishna. These eyes, so long it is not purified, we cannot see Krishna. As soon as it is purified, you see Krishna. Nothing but Krishna. So this is the process. So devotional service means purification. Sarvapadi vinirmaktam tatparatena nirmalam. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktirichat. Sarvapadi vinirmaktam. Annabilasita sunnam jnana karmadanapritam. Anukullena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. So, Cupid is one of the agents of this material illusory energy. But if we are perfectly in Krishna consciousness, this Cupid cannot pierce with her arrows, with his arrows. That is not possible. As Jamunacharya says, the tadavadhi mama chitta Krishna, jadavadhi mama chitta Krishna padaravinda. So, to a devotee, just like Haridas Thakur, you know the story of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was a young man, and the Maya and a prostitute. They came, young prostitute, nicely dressed, and proposed her desire. Haridas Thakur said, yes, please sit down. I shall fulfill your desire. Let me finish my chant. Just see, at dead of night, a young man, Haridas Thakur, in front there is a beautiful young girl, there is nobody else, and she is proposing, but still he is steady chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So Cupid cannot pierce. This is the example. There may be thousands of beautiful women before a devotee, but that does not disturb his mind. He sees they are all energies of Krishna. They are gopis of Krishna. They are enjoyable by Krishna. I have to serve them, they are gopis, because I am servant of this servant. Gopi bhattu padakamale udasa dasa dasanudasa. So a devotee should try to engage all beautiful women in the service of Krishna. That is his duty. Not to enjoy them. That is sense gratification. This is the position of a devotee. He is not pierced by the arrows of Cupid, but he sees everything nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe. He sees everything in relationship with Krishna. Yukta vairagam uchyate. That is vairag. He does not accept anything for his sense gratification, but he engages everyone in the service of Krishna. Then we can get out of the influence of the arrow of Cupid. This is the process. Go on.
To perform devotional service means to follow in the footsteps of Radharani, and devotees in Vrindavan put themselves under the care of Radharani in order to achieve perfection in their devotional service. In other words, devotional service is not an activity of the material world. It is directly under the control of Radharani. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that the Mahatmas, or great souls, are under the protection of Dvaivi Prakriti, the internal energy, Radharani. So being directly under the control of the internal potency of Krishna, devotional service attracts even Krishna himself.
Yes. Mahatmanasthamang prartha daivi prakriti masrita. Bhajanti anannamanas. Here we are under the influence of this material energy. But those who are devotee of Krishna, they are under the influence of internal energy. The internal energy of Krishna, it has got three different functions. One of the function is Alladini Shakti. That is Radharani. That is Radharani. Radharani is the pleasure potency of Krishna. Radha Krishna pranaya vikiti Alladini Shakti asmat ekatmanavapi deho bhedau gato to Sri Chaitanyakha prakatam adhuna taddayam chaikam aptam. Radha Krishna, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, that is the version of Sri Sarup Damodar, that Radha and Krishna, they are one. Krishna. When Krishna wants to enjoy, he manifests his energy. That is Radha. Krishna cannot enjoy the material energy. He enjoys the internal energy. Krishna has got many energies. Parasya Shakti Vividhaiva Sriyate Sabhaviki Jnana Valak Priyacha. That is the Vedic version, that the Supreme Absolute Truth has got multi-energies, and by utilizing, manipulating that energy, he is manifesting himself in so many ways. The same example, just like the sun, by expanding its energy, heat and light, is perceived. The sun is 93 million miles away from us. So how we can understand the sun? By his heat and energy. By his heat we can calculate what is the actual temperature. The scientists are calculating the actual temperature of the sun. So, similarly, although Krishna is far, far away from us, Goloka eva nivasati, he is residing in his abode, Goloka, Vrindavan. This is the replica of that Vrindavan. So, Akhilatma Bhuta, how is Akhilatma Bhuta? How is all pervading? By his energy. By his energy. Just like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat abbakta murti. That energy is abbakta, impersonal. But Krishna is not impersonal. Krishna is person. Just like the sun god, he is a person. But his energy, sunshine and heat, that is impersonal. So to reach impersonal feature of the sun or the sunshine is not approaching the sun. It is approaching and not approaching. It is approaching in the sense that directly in touch with its energy, but still the sun globe and the sun god is far away. Similarly, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdate, to approach the impersonal feature of Brahma is not sufficient. We have to approach Krishna. So, the Radharani, the personal, his energy is also personal. So, Mahatmanustamang Prartha Daivi Prakriti Mahasita. If we take a shelter of his external energy, where forgetfulness, Krishna is very prominent, then we become far and far away from Krishna. But if we take a shelter of the internal energy of Krishna, Radharani, because she is directly serving Krishna, just like in Vrindavan, they always speak of Radharani, because they have taken shelter of Radharani to approach Krishna very easily. Daivi Prakriti Mas. The facility of Vrindavan is that you take shelter of Radharani directly and she will help you to approach Krishna very soon. This is the idea of coming to Vrindavan.
This fact is corroborated by Krishna in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th chapter, 1st verse, where he says, "My dear Uddhava, you may know it from me that the attraction I feel for devotional service rendered by my devotees is not to be attained even by the performance of mystic yoga, philosophical speculation, ritualistic sacrifices, the study of Vedanta, the practice of severe austerities, or the giving of everything in charity. These are, of course, very nice activities, but they are not as attractive to me as the transcendental loving service rendered by my devotees." How Krishna becomes attracted by the devotional service of his devotees is described by Narada in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 10th chapter, 37th verse. There Narada addresses King Yudhishthira while the king is appreciating the glories of the character of Prahlad Maharaj. A devotee always appreciates the qualities of other devotees.
Yes, that is the sign of devotee. Appreciation, the activities of devotee. This appreciation means a devotee who is actually freed from all contamination, he does not find any fault with another devotee. That is the sign. He does not think himself that he is bigger devotee or greater devotee than another. He thinks himself as the lowest of all. As Chaitanya Chaitamrita author, Kaviraj Goswami says, Puri ser kit haite moi se logist. I am lower than the insect within the stool. Jagai madhai hoite mui se papist. I am greater sinner than Jagai and Madhai. More naam jei loy tar punno khoy. Anyone who takes my name, immediately all the result of his pious activities becomes vanquished. He is placing like that. Yes, it is not imitation or any bluff. He's any devotee who is actually advanced, he feels like that. Just like great scientist, Sir Isaac Newton, he used to say that I have simply collected a few grains of sand in the ocean of knowledge. Yes, he used to say. And actually that is the fact. Everything is unlimited. So nobody should be proud falsely that he has become a great devotee. Everyone should be very humble. Tinadapi sunechena tarorapi sahisnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada. If one thinks that he has become very advanced in devotion, then that is very dangerous. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Guru mare murkha dekhi korilo sasam. My spiritual master saw me a great fool. Therefore he has chastised me that don't try to read Vedanta, chant Hare Krishna. He presented himself like that. Is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu murkha? But that is the conception, advanced devotee. They never think that they are very highly advanced devotee. What is advanced devotee? What devotion we can offer to Krishna? He is unlimited. He is kindly accepting our little service. That's all. Don't be proud of becoming a great devotee. That is the cause of fall down. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the patient listening, everyone. So we'll just open up for discussion. Anybody wants to summarize a little bit of what we heard so far? It was a 36 minutes lecture covering about so many things. So, and I request if anybody, if you can please turn on your cameras, that will be great. So here Srila Prabhupada was talking about many things, especially about the Maya and attraction towards Krishna. So first he started with how the material world is working with the desire, the sex desire, and how it is continuing. How we so this that is the driving force in this material world. So the way man and woman are thinking that this is the life, and just getting married and having good family, good children, and having a nice attractive people in the family. So all these things are considered as success in this material world. But this success is not based on other things, like it's based on only about the sex life, and it's like meaningless. Srila Prabhupada is saying that so when instead of getting attracted to the opposite sex, why don't we get attracted to Krishna? So Krishna's name is Madan Mohan. So Prabhupada is explaining about the name Madan Mohan, and so the man is attracted by woman, the woman is attracted by man, and they seeking this attraction. When they are united, their attachment for this material world become more and more. So they are trying to get more attached to the material world, not to the Lord. But here, Srila Prabhupada is strictly saying that our our first business should be, or our first goal should be, to get attracted to Krishna, not to the material world. And so we have to come to a point where we don't have any attraction towards the material world. So, and Yavanacharya is saying that whenever I get the idea or the thought of sex intercourse, then he just want to spit on it. So that should be the mood of a devotee. And again, after that, Prabhupada is talking about the Lord's energies, and so everything is Lord's energy. The material world is um, material means forgetful of Krishna, and it's an inferior energy. And also, Sri Chaitanya, he's trying to remind us about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order to distribute this knowledge all over the world. So, but our qualification is very small, like we don't have that much capacity to do. But whatever little thing we can do to try to distribute this knowledge of Krishna consciousness, that is very great. But the Maya outside is very strong, so it's very difficult to do that. But when we are focused in that, then we will definitely be successful. So, so here Srila Prabhupada is again mentioning that our purpose is not to construct big buildings that is required for propaganda work, for giving shelter to people. But our main business is how to turn the face of the bewildered conditioned soul towards Krishna. So instead of focusing on doing things, the material things, so through that, we have to always remember or focus on um, what is our main business or what is our main goal, which is given by Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya, that we have to propagate this Krishna consciousness to everyone. So, because the Maya is very strong, the people easily will not listen to you or will not understand. But when we keep on doing these things or reaching out to people, then definitely they'll be able to understand what we're going to do. So, but the difficulty is that in this inferior energy. So, about the energies. So, when we think about when we see anything in this material world, so when we should remember Krishna, because this is energy of Krishna. So that's what he wants to emphasize here. Prabhupada is saying. So when we are seeing a tree, or when we are seeing beautiful flowers or fruits, or the water, anything available in this material, whatever we see, that is all energies of Krishna. We are taking the materials from this world given by Krishna, and using them um, in our day-to-day life, and making them into some other things and using them. So this is all given by Krishna only, right? So we have to see everything. So we have to come to that particular stage where we can see Krishna in everything. Usually in our day-to-day life, we are always busy with so many things, one after the other. But remembering Krishna is becoming hard, easily fall into the Maya. But we have to learn how to remember Krishna all the time. So, so here, see, Prabhupada is saying that he's seeing one tree, but he's forgetful of the tree. He's seeing energy of Krishna. As soon as he sees the energy of Krishna, he sees Krishna. So that we have to practice. So just like he gave an example of sunshine, when you see the sunshine, you immediately remember the sun. You know that sun is there. That's why sunshine is there. So, so Krishna is everywhere through his energies. And those who understood Krishna along with his energies, he sees the energy, because energy is not different from the energetic. So, to a perfect devotee, there is no material world, it seems. Everything is spiritual, because he can see Krishna in everything. So, we have to make our eyes to see Krishna. Tat paratvena nirmalam. So, purified. We have to purify our senses. How do we purify our senses? Through the process of devotional service. So as soon as it is purified, you see Krishna, nothing but Krishna. So this is the process. So devotional service means purification. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Sarvopadi means whatever senses or whatever things we have, everything we are going to put in the service of the Lord. So he gave the example of Haridas Thakur, how didn't fall in the um, in the in the pressure of Maya, and he always took shelter of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he was chanting all the time. So because when we are focused in the chanting of Hare Krishna, it should not, the other things should not disturb our mind. So that should be the level. So, and also here says whoever beautiful, so how many women he can see, and he has to engage them in the service of Krishna, so not to enjoy them. So that is sense gratification. So devotee should not fall into sense gratification, and who he can see, or he has to think like how I am engaging this person into Krishna consciousness or in service of Krishna. So that is the position of a devotee. So Prabhupada is nicely explaining. So even a neophyte can easily understand. So that is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada's purports and Srila Prabhupada's lectures. So when we are seeing everything in relationship with Krishna, that is Vairagya. So yeah, because we know that nothing belongs to us, or we are just temporary in this world, and everything is given by Krishna, and wherever you see there is Krishna. So then why we will get attached to all those things? We'll get attached to Krishna only, right? So we'll get more attraction towards Krishna, because Krishna is giving everything and so mercifully maintaining us um, and protecting us all the time. So definitely, when we focus on this particular point, then definitely we are detached from this material world. We get detached, and or otherwise at least start in that way, thinking in that way, that we should be detached from this material world. So, and also here in the next paragraphs of Nectar of Devotion, um, to perform devotional service means to follow in the footsteps of Radharani, and devotees in Vrindavana put themselves under the care of Radharani in order to achieve perfection in their devotional service. So this devotional service is not an activity of the material world, it is directly under the control of Radharani. So Daivi Prakriti, internal energy of is Radharani. So when we are engaged in the service of Krishna, so then we are automatically engaged in the service of Radharani. So when we are to the Raja, so when we want to attract Krishna, or when we want to go towards Krishna, then definitely we need the mercy of Radharani. So that's what here Srila Prabhupada is saying, that Krishna cannot enjoy the material energy, he enjoys the internal energy. So when Krishna wants to enjoy, he manifests his energy, that is Radharani. Krishna cannot enjoy the material energy, he enjoys the internal energy. So this material energy is given by we are giving. I was reading in Bhagavatam yesterday in first canto, chapter number 10, where Prabhupada is explaining that this material energy is created and we are created because the jivas or the souls wanted a separate world from Krishna to enjoy. So that's why this material world is created. But when we come into this material world, we are always suffering. Like there is nothing more, as Guru Maharaj was saying yesterday, there is no happiness at all. And we just think that whatever relief we get from the suffering, that is happiness. So, so the jivas are put into this material world to uh, to get self-realized and to know their position and to know that this is not the place where we have to be. We have to go back to our home. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is trying to say here. So just like the same example, like the sun by expanding his by expanding its energy, heat and light is perceived. So we can know that sun is there, heat is there, energy is there. So just like that, even though Krishna is very far, we can know about him or know him through his energies. What? Srila Prabhupada here is saying, if we take shelter of his external energy, where forgetfulness of Krishna is very prominent, then we become far and far away from Krishna. But if we take shelter of the internal energy of Krishna Radharani, because she is directly serving Krishna. See, we can remember this, right? So, of course, Maya is no doubt Krishna's external energy, but that is helping to forget Krishna. But that is designed as if that we are forgetting Krishna. But instead of that, when we take the shelter of internal energy of Krishna, who is Srimati Radharani, so that is good because she is serving directly Krishna. So, yeah, a very nice point. And Srila Prabhupada talks more about the devotees, how the devotee should be, and how Narada Muni, yeah, many points are there. So it's hard in one class, but yeah. Amritana Mataji, please go ahead. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All those to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yet a wonderful lecture by Srila Prabhupada, as always. Many points covered. One of the you summarized almost all the points, Srimati Mataji. So yeah. One of the point I really liked in this lecture, in fact, all the points are good, but one of the point which Prabhupada mentions that a devotee never tells himself as a he's a very good devotee or he's some elevated devotee or something like that. He's always humble and he always stays in a humble position. So that is one very prominent thing which we have always seen in our bhakti life, that more we keep ourselves humble, more we feel lighter and relished in the devotional life. So, and Srila Prabhupada very says it very, with very much emphasis. So I like that very much. And yeah, forgetfulness. So today only I was hearing some of my Bhakti Shastri lectures, and I found out that forgetfulness of Krishna. When forgetfulness of Krishna is there, it is always in the material world because of the material energy, and that is why we develop the fear in material world because of the forgetfulness of Krishna. So how do we eradicate that fear? Is there two things which are mentioned, that by seeing Krishna's presence in everything, and by knowing that nothing happens without the will of the Lord. So these are the two things. When we practice this, we kind of, as Prabhupada says, that uh, a pure devotee is not is even staying in this material world, is not in the material. So this is how it happens. That is one point I recall. So yes, thank you for the wonderful lecture. It was very nice from Srila Prabhupada, hearing from Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes. So the main, even I was thinking that the devotees' qualities, how we should be like, we have to reach to that particular stage. Like even Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he's saying that I am greater sinner than Jaga and Madai, and I am lower than the insect within the stool. So this type of consciousness we have to reach. So that's a great humility. And Srila Prabhupada, yeah, thank you so much for bringing up that point. So, so we have to present ourselves, or like, even though we may have some qualifications, material qualifications, but that does not make us great, or anything. So the how much humility you have, that will make you a great devotee. But even then, at that particular stage, they don't feel that they are great devotee. So that's our advanced devotee. Even
So,
Guru Maharaj said so many times.
Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada is wonderfully saying that Krishna is unlimited. What do we have to offer him? We
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
don't have to offer him. It's like in unlimited, we are just offering a drop or even less than a drop, but Krishna is mercifully accepting it.
yeah,
So that is something for his love. Out of his love, he's doing that. So we don't have any option other than being humble. There's no question of false pride if we don't have any.
yeah. That's why we have to remember Krishna all the time. So when we remember Krishna, then definitely we can remember that how small we are before Krishna and how tiny we are. So definitely humility will start from there, I feel. Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing. Anybody wants to share anything? Your realization or experience or anything? 1 second.
Hare Krishna Mataji, a
Hi,
wonderful
Krishna.
lecture by Srila Prabhupada. So all nice points. One thing what really likes me is, we have to detach from our material life to and then get attached to Krishna. And the way in which we do is by going through the devotional service, by various means, like, you can do Hare Krishna, Mahamantra chanting, or, through reading of the books, congregational chanting and other means. But yeah, that's the crux, of it. That's what I understood. Everyone has so many anarthas, in order to overcome those, we have to really come into this Krishna consciousness and seek the shelter and of the spiritual master, and, really uh, show and express our love towards Krishna and get connected. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So basically, engaging ourselves the whole day in Krishna conscious activities will help us keep remember Krishna, I feel like, so that no, there is no chance of falling into Maya or in the inferior energy, that we have to focus. Thank you, Prabhuji. So here Gauri Priya Mataji is commenting that it's a great lecture. So she has to go somewhere. So she's just mentioning some great points she liked from the lecture. Yes, regarding sex life, material success, and no energy is material because coming from Krishna, who is spiritual. Krishna is attracted to love. What else can be offered if everything else belongs already to him? But the love, the attention, the heart of devotee, that only can be offered and pleased for Krishna. It's about preaching of Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Mataji. Anybody wants to share anything? Thank you so much, everyone, for coming on the call and listening to this lecture. So, thank you, everyone. So, we can end here if there are no more comments. So, we'll see you all